rear end, and 413 max wedge in there. It was fast. It became their race car. So after that, my dad was racing. I told my mom, why don't you race it? She goes, I don't know how. He said, get in it, point it, and go as fast as you can. After that day, this car became my mother's race car. She was drag racing 9 months pregnant with me, and probably all throughout her pregnancy with me. She gave birth to me a Tuesday after she was racing on Sunday.
Who painted the car?
This car's been painted. The restoration started in 1998, and my dad had passed away. So my mother built this car herself. It took her 14 years without the use of the internet
To bring it back.
to this. And unfortunately, 4 years ago, I came back home from Maui 5 years ago to go to the Woodward Dream Cruise. And then we found out 1 month later that my mother had pancreatic cancer that had spread to both her lungs, and I lost her 9 months later. She told me, Danielle, I can't die. I just finished my car. So I promised her that I would take it to all the events, I would do her proud, and keep the beautiful brute running.
Oh boy.
And it's not been easy, but it sure gives me a tickle every time I drive it.
Yep.
It's very emotional. It's a beautiful piece of equipment.
I got a 62 Plymouth Fury. 413.
Well, this car, I've known this car my whole life. I used to lay underneath it with my dad.
Imagine that. What a story, huh? Got a 4-speed. Back in the dash. Dual quads. Don Gartless. Big Daddy Don. Roger Lindermood, my buddy, also signed it. We were like this, you know, Roger and I. Huh?
Where they tore it down, where it used to go over the road.
So the engine again,
The engine, it's a 440 that actually came out of a 1974 Chrysler Imperial that I smashed when I was 16. My dad took it out and rebuilt it to put it back into this car.
Right.
When they were rebuilding it. So this is a 440 that's bored 30 over.
Okay.
It's got Keith Black pistons. It's got all kinds of special stuff that my mom just wanted it that way. Like the aluminum radiator. Ow!
And the hood that you said.
The hood. This is aluminum Hemi hood scoop that came when my dad got the 426 drag Hemi in 1964. They're extremely rare, but it is extremely functional. It works.
Now, do you see Roger anymore? Is he still around, or what's the story?
I'm not sure. I've seen him a bunch of times.
Have
and
you?
I know his son Randy, and we had a reunion with Roger and my mother, and they hadn't seen each other for a bunch of years, right before we lost my mom. And then Big Daddy, I was racing the car at Milan Drag Strip, and I'd run into Don earlier at the Chryslers at Carlisle, and I told him my story about my mother, and she just passed away. And when I saw him again, he said, oh, I'd love to sign your car. And he stuck his head in here, and he said,
No place to do it.
he goes, those are factory cast iron headers. He goes, I've never seen a set. He goes, they're probably pretty valuable. But anyway, for him to be happy about my car, he's one of my heroes.
Thank you very much. That was very nice. Wow.
Okay, let's go.